Greetings. Welcome to Cleveland's Huff neighborhood. Today, we're at League Park, which is the former home of the Cleveland Indians, Cleveland Spiders, and the Cleveland Buckeyes, who played in the Negro Leagues. Today, we will be taking you on a journey through this ballpark, which still stands today, and sharing with you all the great events, great players, and great stories from this once historic ballpark. This building behind me is one of the last original parts of League Park still standing. It is the ticket house, where people used to line up for miles upon end to see their favorite players play in this ballpark.
Located at the corner of East 66th Street and Lexington Avenue in Cleveland's Huff neighborhood, League Park was mainly used for baseball games, while also hosting football games and boxing fights. The leader of this construction project was Frank DeHaas Robinson, who was also the owner of the Cleveland Spiders.
Behind me is the Fannie M. Lewis Community Park, which is the baseball field that stands on the site of League Park today. It is hard to believe that more than 20,000 people used to fit here to watch the likes of Babe Ruth, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Joe Sewell, Ray Chapman, Tris Speaker, you name it.
At League Park, the dimensions were constructed as follows. From home plate to the left field bleachers was 415 feet in distance. Home plate to the scoreboard behind center field measured at 460 feet. Home plate to the bleachers in right center field measured at 400 feet. Next, home plate to the bleachers in right field was 340 feet. The distance from home plate to the left field foul pole was 375 feet, plus from home plate to the right field foul pole, there was only 200 feet of distance. In addition, according to the website Cleveland Historical, the right field wall measured at 40 feet tall to accommodate for the short distance. On May 1st, 1891, Cy Young worked as the Cleveland Spiders starting pitcher in the first ever game played at League Park. The game ended in a 12-3 Spiders victory against the Cincinnati Reds. At this point in time, the Cleveland Spiders were a member of the National League. On April 29, 1901, the Cleveland Blues, who would not be named the Indians until 1915, played their first game as an American League team against the Milwaukee Brewers. The Blues won the contest 4-3. On September 18, 1908, Cleveland Naps pitcher Bob Rhodes threw a no-hitter against the Boston Red Sox as part of a 2-1 win for the Naps. For the 1908 season, Rhodes achieved a record of 18-12 with a 1.77 earned run average. On October 2, 1908, Addie Joss pitched a perfect game against the Chicago White Sox. Joss's pitching counterpart was Ed Walsh. The game was a pitcher's duel, which ended in a 1-0 win for the Cleveland Naps. In 1910, Addie Joss sadly died from meningitis. Thus, on July 24, 1911, the Cleveland Naps organized a benefit fundraiser in the form of an all-star exhibition game. This contest included competitors from the likes of Tris Speaker and Ty Cobb. On August 16, 1920, Cleveland Indians standout shortstop Ray Chapman was hit by a pitch to the head from New York Yankees hurler Carl Mays. Tragically, Chapman died 1 day later. This left the Indians reeling and in need of a new shortstop. As a result, help came in the form of Joe Sewell. In the last 22 games of the 1920 regular season, Sewell boasted a .329 batting average. Sewell played an instrumental role in helping the Indians win the American League pennant in the 1920 World Series. Following this championship, Sewell continued to play for the Indians through the 1930 campaign. October 10, 1920. In Game 5 of the 1920 World Series, Jim Bagby, who started the same game as the Indians' pitcher, slammed a home run to right center field. This made Bagby the first pitcher to ever hit a home run in the World Series. Also in Game 5, Indians outfielder Elmer Smith became the first player to ever hit a grand slam in the Fall Classic. During the fifth inning of the same game, Indians second baseman Bill Wamsgans turned an unassisted triple play. In doing so, Wamsgans caught a line drive for the first out, then stepped on second base for the second out, before tagging out Otto Miller for the third out. This play left the League Park crowd in a stunned silence. As of now, it remains the only unassisted triple play in World Series history. On July 7, 1923, the Indians scored a record-breaking 27 runs against the Boston Red Sox. At the time, this was the most runs scored by an American League team in a 9-inning game. On August 11, 1929, Babe Ruth smashed his 500th career home run at League Park off of Willis Hudlin. On July 19, 1936, pitcher Bob Feller made his Major League Baseball debut at the age of 17. Because of his age, his dad signed his contract for him. On July 16, 1941, New York Yankees center fielder Joe DiMaggio extended his hit streak to 56 straight games. The next day, DiMaggio's streak was snapped at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. On September 13, 1946, Boston Red Sox legend Ted Williams hit his first and only career inside the park home run at League Park. The Cleveland Buckeyes, as part of the Negro League, played their home games at League Park. The two individuals responsible for bringing the Cleveland Buckeyes baseball team to life were Ernest Wright and Wilbur Hayes. Before arriving in Cleveland, Ernest Wright worked as a hotel and nightclub owner in Erie, Pennsylvania. The hotel that Wright owned was the Erie's Pope Hotel. As a businessman, Wright was also associated with barbershops, pool halls, and restaurants. Before becoming general manager of the Cleveland Buckeyes, Wilbur Hayes had the ambition to launch a professional baseball team from scratch. Unfortunately for Hayes, he did not have the financial resources to fulfill his dream. However, once Hayes and Wright met, the dream started to become a reality. Because of the lack of revenue needed to finance the Negro League teams, team transportation was dealt a huge blow as a result. On September 7, 1942, tragedy struck. Near Geneva, Ohio, a car crash occurred, killing two players, Ulysses Buster Brown and Raymond Smokey Owens. The injured players included Alonzo Boone, Eugene Bremerton, and Herman Watts, all of whom were pitchers. In the 1945 season, the Buckeyes achieved a record of 53-16. They went on to sweep the Homestead Grays in the Negro League World Series. The Grays entered the series as the two-time defending Negro League champions. Standout Buckeye players consisted of Harnell Woods, captain, who played third base, right fielder Lloyd Ducky Davenport, and catcher plus player-manager Quincy Troop. For the 1945 campaign, the Buckeyes were offensively sound, hitting 78 home runs in 74 contests while batting .270 as a team. The pitching was stellar. The team's overall earn-run average was .257. Once Major League Baseball was integrated in 1947, the Buckeyes franchise began to steadily decline. Due to severe money losses, the Buckeyes moved to Louisville, Kentucky. This move was unsuccessful. Shortly after moving, the Buckeyes moved back to Cleveland in 1950. Ernest Wright went on to dissolve the team. Despite this bleak end to the Buckeyes franchise, the team left its mark on both the history of Cleveland baseball and Negro League baseball. Once Cleveland Municipal Stadium opened in 1931, the number of games the Indians played at League Park was lowered. The Indians would return to play at League Park on a back-and-forth basis in an effort to boost their team batting average. As a result, moving back to League Park decreased attendance costs. In the 1940s, the NFL's Cleveland Rams also played their home games at League Park. Like the Buckeyes, the Rams won their respective championship in 1945. In the year 1951, League Park was purchased by the city of Cleveland. In 1979, League Park earned a spot amongst the National Register of Historic Places. As of 2014, the most recent version of League Park is covered with artificial turf. The corner building now serves as the Baseball Heritage Museum.
If you're ever in Cleveland and visiting the former site of League Park, make sure you visit the Baseball Heritage Museum, which has a lot of photos, memorabilia, and stories. That'll do it for today's trip to League Park. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon in our next video.